Hello YouTube, thank you for tuning in, and today I would like to talk to you about a little game called Star Citizen. And this game is made by one Chris Roberts, who is responsible for creating one of the best games of all time, in my opinion, and that is Wing Commander. I played a whole lot of that game, and it was amazing. It was sort of a Battlestar Galactica kind of game, where you bonded with a bunch of pilots on a capital ship. You were sent out on missions, killed a Kilrathi, and yeah, I played all those games, and I also collected this one. It's Wing Commander Kilrathi Saga. This is quite a rare piece of software, and it contains the Wing Commander 1, 2, and 3, and does not require DOS installation. So it's really a big box, and it sort of shows that this game is sort of legendary. And Chris Roberts went to make a movie, Wing Commander. It wasn't really a success, and then he came back to the games industry and started a game called Star Citizen. Now, recently, a couple of days ago, there was this article posted on the Escapist about the state of Star Citizen, and a number of staff members of Cloud Imperium Industries or something like that, his company, spoke out to the press, of course anonymously, and complained about several things regarding the Star Citizen project. Now, there have been claims that the working atmosphere is toxic, especially when having a boss like Chris Roberts and his wife, who is responsible for HR, human resources. They seem to bully people. There seem to be claims of racism, and these claims come from workers are still there, but also a bunch of people that have been laid off. There have been claims that the money that was raised for the project, and mind you, this is one of the most successful, I think the successful Kickstarter project ever, because it grossed around $90 million for just this game. And it is said that the money is not there anymore. The biggest thing, I guess, from what I take from this whole article, is the fact that the project is sort of is not going forward, and these people claim that there have been a bunch of modules released, and I've been eyeing the project a bit. There should be a kind of a dogfighting module. There is a sort of a first-person section, and a bunch of really shiny-looking spaceships, and that's basically it. And this game has been in development for quite some time now, and other games that have sort of similar ideas, like Elite Dangerous, were actually released, and they are sort of working with DLC and trying to keep the game updated, whilst Star Citizen is still in development. The article with these claims is being updated with the statements of Chris Roberts saying, basically denying everything, and that worries me a lot. I mean, there are in total, I think, 9 staff members who are speaking out about the project, and Chris Roberts is basically saying, nothing to see here, walk on, there's nothing wrong, nothing to see. And that worries me, because he might just say and come out and say, yeah, sure, there are problems, but we're working on this project and we're focused, and that people might get stressed about that, and we have this sort of vision and blah blah blah. But he's sort of denying everything, and that worries me, as well as the fact that the project is not progressing as well. I am not a person who has actually backed the game, because what I saw of it didn't really raise my heartbeat, to say the least. So I've asked myself, what is it that made Wing Commander such a fun game to play? Was it the dogfighting? Not really, because it was kind of repetitive. But I guess it was the characters, the pilots you met, they were all different. You know, you had this reckless guy, you had the rookie, you have the old man, you know, the loyal wingman, and that was the core of it, of the game. It was like you wanted to keep these people alive, and you wanted to see them through this ordeal. And what we get with Chris Roberts' new game, Star Citizen, it looks really shiny, it looks really polished. Lots and lots of promises were made, and I have this idea that it's just going to collapse now, because so many things were promised and he just can't deliver. There is, at this point, no game. There is no foundation of a game. And I would have honestly been happy if he just made a remake of Wing Commander with modern graphics, modern mechanics. Just bring back the space simulator, you know, the dogfighting. Bring back the characters that we all come to love. And it's just so disappointing to see this project, Star Citizen, just cracking and not delivering at this point. And that bothers me. It bothers me a lot. So I just hope that Chris Roberts gets his act together and really focuses to bring Star Citizen back on track and just make the game, right? Make the game and get it finished. You know, this shouldn't be a Duke Nukem Forever. You know, this shouldn't be a project that is old even before it's been released, right? So yeah, that's my take on the whole thing. And Chris Roberts now threatening, you know, the Escapist with let's say he wants to sue them. You know, he shouldn't use the money that people gave him to create a game called Star Citizen to sue the press. You know, he should focus on what he set out to do. I mean, make the game that he wants to make. And he might have to cut things and make it smaller just to keep it manageable, right? Make sure that the thing that you will release as a game is enough and fun enough to play. So that's really my take on the whole situation with Star Citizen. I'll keep an eye on it and might do an update later on, but at this point I'd say it's not looking good, unfortunately.